another episode of the Sports U Podcast.
Man,
Go ahead.
Quick. We got back in here pretty quick. I ain't gonna hold you.
Facts.
I know that we were missing some content beforehand. We had a little break right there, and we definitely wanted to bring some more content. And also, keep on going on this hype train that we got with Play for Keeps, right?
Oh,
so
definitely. Shout out Play for Keeps. Shout out Jordan.
Yeah.
Shout out B. Shout out Baca.
All the boys.
Thank y'all for coming through, man.
Yes.
Happy we on this business journey together. Glad y'all we both part of it. We both all got the same vibe when it comes to helping the city of Rialto. Shout out to Toe, man, and thank you to the fans too for just tapping in and watching the video. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you to the fans once again. We got Steven here.
Big Stevie.
Back once again. Right, my mans. How you feeling today?
No, we living good. Can't complain. How
Can't
y'all
complain.
doing, bro?
Doing well. You got
right, man.
Rob on the mic here with
Big grip, big gift, drip 10 from his walk. And this guy hates when I do my intro.
Sports U back in action right here, episode 68. You already tuned into the Sports U where we read you sports news.
You listen to our stupid ass opinions. Damn, that delay is crazy. But
Yeah,
we'll
I
get
clicked
there.
it. I clicked it kind of.
Wait, but
lately.
before we get into the quick hits, I do got one announcement to make though.
Oh shit, I'm scared. Improv. Go ahead.
Hold on, let me get the cam. Let me get my cam. The Rockets have won 2 games back to back.
Oh,
All right, y'all, let's get into it.
I knew I had.
Hey.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I was scared, and he totally came through.
Well, that's a quick hit. Next.
Yeah. That's not even a hit. That's a quick meltdown, dog.
Oh shit.
God damn.
That's
All
funny.
right, well, let's get into the quickest. You know how we like to start it off on the show.
Shame on you.
Shame
Shame on
Keep it
you.
going on him. We like to start it off with really, really quick stuff that
Holding
we
on
feel
for
like
dear
are like
life.
Sports U headlines, stuff that is happening in the sports world that we don't really necessarily want to talk about too in depth, but definitely want to notify you guys about things that are happening around NFL, NBA, so on and so forth. So the first thing we got on here is Marquez Valdes-Scantling signs 3 years for $30 million with Chiefs and pairs him with Juju Smith. Anybody on the first thoughts on that?
Well, they got him a speed, deep threat, and cheaper. Way cheaper.
Way cheaper.
Way
That's
cheaper,
what I was
bro.
gonna say, like,
They got a 3 for 1.
They had to get somebody.
They got a 3
Yeah.
for 1.
They had
That's
to do
nice.
something.
And we were saying that beforehand, like, these Chiefs know what they're doing. They might want to take a different approach. You can still get a vertical threat, not totally replace Tyreek, but, get some sort of replacement for that aspect,
and
right?
Like they'll still have a vertical game, but like again, Mahomes doesn't have to go there every play, and I mean they can still mix Valdes-Scantling and other shit too.
MVS. Kenny Clark definitely loves him. Was tweeting at him and congratulating him on through Twitter right there.
Yeah.
The next quick hit, go ahead and bring it in, Gift Man.
Man, so QBs Malik Williams, Kenny Pickett,
Malik Willis.
Whoops, my bad, Williams. Malik.
Proceeds to say Williams.
Yeah, bro.
Proceeds
What's
to
wrong
say
with you,
Williams.
bro?
Whoever's name is Williams out there, my bad, big
He's
dogs.
still on his goddamn
My bad,
Rockets.
big
Oh,
right. Anyway,
God.
That's
Malik,
the problem.
Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett go top 3 in round 1 in recent expert mock drafts, and honestly,
Kenny
Malik-
Pickett, small hands.
I
Small
like
hands
Kenny
Pickett.
I like Kenny Pickett though, cause he's the guy from Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I like Malik Wills more, only because I seen his
Willis.
Willis. My bad, y'all. Willis. Fuck. Hey, man, that's what it is.
I thought you liked him more. You can't even get his name right.
Okay, my bad, dog. I can't fucking remember everybody's name all
Donnie
the time.
Fogel?
Donnie Fogland.
Donnie
Donnie
Fogler.
Fogland.
My God.
Whatever.
Oh
Anyway,
my God.
anyways, I really liked his pro day event. Great arm. He can move. He's not like no stick in the mud type guy. Don't really want to compare him to anybody yet.
No.
But I like what I see so far. I like his movement on the field.
Listen to him. I kind of like what I seen from Malik as well. One of the biggest things that I kind of seen was his reaction to his play. It felt like there's a lot of energy coming out of there. Any quick thoughts on these two guys going in the top 3? I don't really feel like they deserve to, but hey, how do you feel about that?
3
Like
of
3
all-
picks.
Oh
Yeah.
I don't
Oh
know
wow,
about that,
nah,
bro. I'm
because
sorry, I don't
Westbro's
think
name
so.
Westbro's name at Cincinnati.
It's a lot of defensive players this
the
year,
the
bro.
corner.
Sauce
know.
Gardner, isn't it Sauce Gardner?
Yeah, Sauce.
I don't
Gardner,
even think
Sauce Gardner.
I don't even think
thought we were
he's
still talking about
projected to
QBs.
be
My
top
fault.
3. But like I'm saying, he looks insane.
Exactly.
Nice,
Who
nice.
doesn't want?
Insane.
Who doesn't? What is he like? A 6'4", running like a 4'5".
He's
Come
insane.
on,
He looks
man.
Kyler Murray
insane. He's insane.
came out of his cave and said some stuff he doesn't really like to
cave.
talk too much. It's a very small cave. I wouldn't even call it a cave. I'd call it like a little cubby.
Igloo.
Cubby, because he's so small. I'm not really too worried. This is him in quotes. Kyler Murray says, I'm not really too worried about my future as a Cardinal. And he continues to say that he wants to continue to develop some stuff in the community. So that's good news for you, right? Gifton, that's your favorite guy, even though, you're a Derek
What's
Carr
up with
fan,
your
Raiders
man,
fan.
bro? Yeah.
That's crazy.
But
man.
he's silently switching tents. This offseason, we gonna see him at the first day of the new season. He gonna come here with a Raider hat on.
With a Max
Oh,
Crosby
my.
jersey.
You God,
Nah,
Jonathan Abram jersey.
John Abrams.
Nah,
He's a good player. He can't stay on the field, though. But I feel like
He's
Kyler Murray,
okay.
like, that's good news, right? Hearing that?
Is it? You're focused on the
It really doesn't
community
tell
more
us.
than
It's-
your team.
Honestly, him saying that tells us nothing.
I guess it's like,
It doesn't
however
tell
you
us
read it,
anything.
right? Is it, I'm not too worried about being a Cardinal, or I'm not too worried because we're going to get something done.
Yeah.
I mean, it should have been done though.
Well,
If
really,
they really wanted
It
each
I'll
other.
should've
put it
been
this way.
done.
I don't know because I mean, the team kind of aired him out, bro.
Yeah, facts.
That's what it is.
They
to me.
scapegoated the shit out of him this
I
year.
won't
this
say
past season.
scapegoated, but they.
Nah, they
they-
scapegoated for sure. Didn't they? I'm sorry. Did they not say they wanted a more mature quarterback?
But I'm not saying that's putting him as the scapegoat.
Why isn't it? We did it to Baker.
No, you guys did it to Baker.
I didn't.
I
say-
did say
And
we,
Ky-
and
and
didn't look
Kyler-
your way.
And
but
Kyler,
all right.
though. Well, yeah, it's exactly. We
Ah.
we all together.
I don't know.
Live on Sports U, Gifton versus Broad. Nah, I wouldn't too worry too much about it. Everybody's already got their QBs already kind of settled. When it comes to the future of it, he wants to develop the community and stuff, man. He's talking a longer term investment. So I see something happening, and I just don't really see him wanting to go somewhere else because they built so much around the Cardinals. They even hired this, head coach, and they're a tandem. They come together, and they even have the same free agent. So we'll see what happens on that. So
Need to get AJ Green out of there.
AJ Green,
Yeah,
you were
but-
hyping him up last
No,
year.
I
You
know
liked
I
him.
was, but he showed me a
I've
bunch of
showed him the
stats,
light.
and I was like,
I've shown him the light.
Whoa.
The light.
Yeah.
I like
Hold
AJ.
on, let me pull it
I like
up, bro.
AJ.
I don't
The only thing that I
It's
felt
I
like
got it
did
still. I got
did
it.
wrong because think about it, he was supposed to be like the third, but they lost Kirk.
He was supposed to be the 2.
He was
No,
supposed to be the
he
two.
was never supposed
Nah,
to be
it
the
was
two.
D-Hop. Bro,
Kirk,
look.
Christian Kirk is nice.
No, look.
I
Yeah,
understand.
look at how much. Look at
I
how much
understand
money
that.
Jacksonville gave him because the Cardinals didn't want to do nothing about that.
Yeah.
Well, these are the quick hits, so we'll let you look onto that. I'll go ahead and bring in the next
I
one
got
though.
it right
'Cause
here.
oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
So basically, it was like wide receiver impact ratings.
I hate these.
At the
These are so subjective.
at
dog.
40 at the
But why is-
41st one. You
Why
have,
is Jacoby Myers not that much lower than AJ Green?
Yeah. So Cortland Sutton is 41 at 67.38.
And Christian Kirk's higher than him.
Those numbers don't really mean that much.
No, I
like-
feel it, but
it's
I
like
mean,
it's like for example, you guys are talking
man.
about the Rams secondary. Darius Williams was getting cooked. You also
He
had
was.
Scott getting cooked, and it's like, yeah, bro, like
They still
people
got
are
cooked.
going
You
to
just
get
won.
got.
saying impact
But it's
ratings
just-
is dumb though, and saying like plus minus.
What
is
is
dumb
okay?
in
Okay.
basketball.
You tell me what impact rating means.
It's based.
No.
If,
Well,
if-
yeah, you go ahead too. Either
Okay.
one of you.
bro,
he was
like
going.
the impact rating we read, they actually show and back up what stats they're using to put into these impact ratings. So it's not like it's just some random numbers being thrown at us.
And I get that there's an argument that you can make to where you can gather all these different stats and say this is an impact rating, right? And it supports like, okay, overall run blocking as let's say wide receiver run blocking,
Yeah.
right? That's a big impact.
Yeah.
Route running, the attention that you bring, how many defenders are on you when you're going for your second or third or tertiary target. There's a lot of things that go into it. So when in my opinion, it's all about watching the games and seeing what kind of production they actually have on the field.
AJ
Now,
Green
when I'm
protection.
watching AJ Green, right?
That didn't add up, bro. I'm sorry. He didn't look great. He didn't look great.
I thought he looked good, other than that one game where it was supposed to be a run play, and then they checked down. I mean, they checked out of it, and it was supposed to go to AJ, and AJ was run blocking instead of trying to take the touchdown.
I think that's the play that made me start watching him a little more this year, honestly.
I'm just saying for a third, I'm not comparing. Like, Cortland Sutton is a second, and he is actually a really good player with some high upside, and we're saying that he's bad, and it's like,
I don't think
you got to give him some more time.
Sutton's bad.
But I'm saying, according to those player impacts, he was lower than AJ Green.
No, he was higher.
How much higher?
Cortland,
I thought you said he was lower.
No, he was 41st. AJ Green was lower.
All right, well, I'm not looking at those, so I don't really know the position, but I'm
think-
saying they're in the same realm, right?
Steven and Gifted.
Because, bro, we're saying
Impact ratings?
We're
That's the
saying
same shit as like
we're
a
trying
plus
to-
minus in basketball.
Bro, we're trying to tell you.
Plus
AJ
minus in
Green
basketball is
had
stupid
no,
too.
It
Okay.
counts.
Okay,
It
we're-
counts.
crazy.
Bro, all we're really saying is AJ Green didn't produce.
But AJ Green, it wasn't. He got released basically by the Cincinnati Bengals. So what are you supposed to expect from a third target? Like
He wasn't the third.
he is also not the main part. Okay, we
He
were talking about
wasn't the
Kyler. We went all the
third.
way to
And
AJ.
He
that's
was a
one
number
for me,
2.
Steven.
The Thunder rookie Josh Giddey out for the season now, even though there's like less than 10
It's
games
literally
left.
7 games
I mean,
left.
yeah.
Hip
but
soreness.
What caused that?
Just possibly playing a longer season.
I think he was just run down, you
Yeah.
know, because you got to do
Okay.
a lot in Oklahoma. He was getting like triple doubles a couple of games too, so he was really putting out with a shitty squad.
I think his
I
final
mean,
numbers.
I'm not questioning that part. I was just wondering if he got like banged up or anything. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was just being run down, a longer season, and his averages for his rookie season are 12, I think 7 and 6 or 6 and 7. So definitely very
That's
productive,
not bad.
and at the same time, it's high for him, right?
It's
all up for him.
I'm a little surprised he only had 12. Honestly.
Yeah, me too. I think it speaks to more of his team ability because he was a very good passer and getting people to their
Yeah.
spots.
No,
So
like,
that's why
yeah,
I would
his-
say
No,
his
I
points
f-
can be more,
all the
but
others,
he was doing
all
more.
the other stuff, I could see that. Like he's gonna be solid, bro.
No, Josh,
he's
yeah.
gonna be
Jo-
solid, bro.
Josh Giddey
I can see all that
Josh
other
Giddey
stuff.
can
I just,
really hoop.
I was just more surprised that he didn't have a higher point average. Really, that's all it is. For
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I feel that. Well, hopefully he can get healthy and he can come back all nice, especially for these Thunder. They always like to draft really well, and they can build a nice core to that team.
Let's hope they actually do that, though. I'm tired of them tanking.
They do got a lot of picks this year.
I just,
They can do a lot,
Shea
bro.
is so good,
He
and they
is.
just don't want to give him the right type of things around him. Maybe they'll do that next year, but I don't know. Like
They have
the
the
West,
pieces to do it.
They
out of
just
all
draft
times,
whatever.
I
They
feel like the
really
West
do,
is
though.
really open right now.
Yeah, it is.
Really open right now. So
The-
maybe in these next couple of years they could do something.
The West, really, still with Phoenix going.
And I mean,
First
Phoenix
seed-
got it locked down, but who
Yeah.
else is there? Like Golden
Nobody.
State.
Yeah,
It's kind of
that's-
up and
yeah,
down with
it's
them.
no-
There's a lot of
There's no
them that are up and
powerhouse
down.
team on the West. Like that's straight up. Like yeah, we're gonna have to.
Is there
There can be, but there's a lot of injuries to them.
is there a powerhouse in the East?
We can get to that a little bit later, but
Alright.
let's keep on going with the West. I would say there's 3 top teams at least. There's the Bucks,
Yeah.
there's the Sixers, there's the Nets. Even though that when they're fully there.
Wow, he didn't try to put the Heat up there.
Well, we're gonna talk
I'm
about
a
that
little
later, but the
surprised-
Heat are there
I'm
too.
still a little surprised he put the Nets, even though they do have Kyrie back now.
They're
That's
they're
the
so. Have you
difference.
been watching them
That
lately?
makes
They're
a
so
difference.
nice,
yeah,
man.
they're
They're
very
so
good.
nice,
They're
and
very
KD's
crazy.
crazy. We were speaking about the West, how injuries was affecting them, but also that the Suns are a powerhouse and they're at the top. Chris Paul returns to the Suns lineup after a 15-game absence to clinch the number 1 seed. It was from a thumb injury, and I also kind of want to point this out because I know Steven's here. He's a Laker fan. I always like to poke the bear. Kendrick Nunn been having a similar injury and hasn't been here all season.
I
That
thought he
Kendrick
had
Nunn
a
hurt his
damn
knee.
bone bruise. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
It was a bone bruise at first, and then it became his thumb.
Well, I don't know how the hell that shit happened. bro.
Really?
Yeah.
It became his thumb.
Honestly, bro.
I mean,
he's
fuck
been
it.
gone so long.
Yeah,
By
yeah, like who
by
cares?
like
Who
February, I completely
I
tuned
got
out
him.
when he was coming back. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest,
I-
because the season to me, I'm like, it is what it is. Why it doesn't matter when he comes back.
Well, we'll
anymore.
definitely get into the Lakers a little bit later here, even though, Steven doesn't really want to talk about them too much. Gifton, I feel like you want bringing this one in. You're a big fan of Michael Malone.
Oh man, Nuggets coach Michael Malone signs a multi-year extension.
First-
Honestly,
he earned
yeah.
it.
not surprised. Definitely earned it.
He earned it.
Hell of a coach.
Good team.
Man, from having at time the greatest centers from DeMarcus Cousins to now Nikola Jokic. Don't you dare
What is
talk,
the
don't you
greatest?
dare
You
talk,
can't
don't you talk
slander
about
Boogie.
Boogie, don't
He's
you
been
talk
playing
bad
good,
about
bro.
Boogie.
He's been doing well. I like
He's
him,
been
but I'm
playing
saying
good,
like he's
bro.
never took the Kings to the playoffs, so that's why I'm like
He
great.
never
No, 'cause he
had
got traded,
anyone on
yeah.
that team.
He
bro.
got traded before it could
Yeah,
happen.
Rudy Gay with him.
And then actually, no,
How
he
long
didn't
was
get
that?
traded. He got
2 years, 3 years.
Michael Malone actually got fired when they were streaking, and then I forgot who they replaced him with. But like the 1 year that the Kings actually had an opportunity to get to the playoffs, Michael Malone just got fired, and I think that's when not George Karl.
I was about to say. I hope they
Hold
don't
up.
get his
Hold up.
ass.
I can't remember who the coach is. I'd have to look
Fuck
back.
George
I'd have to look.
Karl.
It was a 30 for 30. They did a whole 30 for 30 about it.
Yeah.
So when I find it, I'm gonna send it to y'all for sure.
Sounds good, and we can get into a deeper dive on it in another show. I
Definitely.
think one of the biggest things about this is that Michael Malone, even though he had, and we speak a lot about Jokic, but I think his coaching style is really nice. He brings in a lot of these players that are no names, and they do very well. He puts them in
The
positions to
Popovich
win.
system.
Honestly, I
And
feel
at
like
the same time, one more thing, I feel like he develops them very, very well.
Yeah.
well, yeah, because
A lot of
like
these
the
young
core
players.
they have, I feel like the most of them they've had the last 2-3 years too. Like
Mhm.
a good amount of them they've had for like the last 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of like the Gary Trent trade and stuff like that, they've been consistent with their roster though.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it was Gary Harris, right?
Yeah.
It's all
It's
good.
all
It's all
good.
good.
Hey,
Gary
hey,
Harris.
dudes'
Hey,
names,
Michael
bro.
Williams, Michael Willis, we know who he is.
Oh no,
Yeah.
That's just
Bro,
funny.
they're
That's
both
funny. It's all good.
juniors too. Aren't they?
No, it's just I think
Or is it just Gary Harris?
I think
Gary
it's
Trent
just-
Jr. and just Gary
Gary
Harris.
okay.
Harris, yeah.
I think he has. I think he's a
Okay.
senior, and then he has a junior.
What was it, Dad's?
Yeah,
Gary.
yeah. Gary Trent. I mean
Gary
Gary
Trent
Harris
Jr.
is no Gary Harris
has his
senior.
son.
Oh, okay.
He has
okay.
a son.
But
Got it.
why we do this? Why we do the show in the first place? Of course, Gifton bring in the NBA. The first matchup. What we got here?
Man, this is actually kind of a good one. I can't wait for this one. The Golden State Warriors at Memphis Grizzlies, Monday at 8 p.m.
Tomorrow.
Woo! I think I'm going to have to take the Grizzlies, man.
Well,
Only
hold up.
because...
Let's bring it in. Let's bring it in.
Oh, shit.
So, the both star point guards are out after Ja tweaks his knee against the Hawks and will be reevaluated in a couple of weeks. So, I think he missed a couple of games, and
He missed like
now
the
they're
last
going to
two,
be
yeah.
reevaluated. So, speaking of him being gone, Memphis has gone 15-2 without Morant this season, though, and that was 16-2.
They
All
just
right.
won the other day, didn't they?
Let's update
Yeah.
that. And that was really surprising to me that everybody's speaking about him, MVP status, most improved player status, and for him for them to be 15-2 or
I
16-2.
think he still earns most improved, but yeah, his team playing this well might take him off MVP though.
And I think this definitely speaks to both of these teams' depth and
Wait,
the
really?
talent that they have.
That would take him off of his MVP run because they're
He's
so
not
well?
playing games. They're 16-2, so similar to like Chris Paul. Like he's missed games, and they didn't put him in an MVP race.
But I
Okay.
also feel like too is that it's such a close race that this is just a detriment
That
to his
too.
case.
Mm.
So, but the
that
other guys
too.
are having such
It's
a big
close
case,
race too. That's also why. Yeah.
Golden State, on the other hand, has Clay, who's coming into his own a little bit there at 37, his last appearance, and it was against the Hawks, so the Hawks are kind of getting beat up in a couple different ways. And then the Grizzlies hold a 3-game lead on Golden State for the 2 seed, but there's about 7-8 games left in the season. So, but the question I would like to post is, whose roster depth in this upcoming one? And then I'll go ahead and let you continue your pick there. Will come out on top, the Golden State Warriors or the Memphis Grizzlies, since they're out of their star player?
Yeah, man, like I was starting. Definitely going to have to go with the Memphis Grizzlies. Only because you kind of see what happens when Steph and Dre aren't really on the floor or they're not at, 100%. They just lost a couple of games ago to the Magic. And Draymond kind of addressed the team a little bit, saying we're getting punked and we're playing soft. I'm looking the other side of the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies don't give a damn who's in front of them, bro.
Yeah.
It's like they're just going to mow them
pretty true.
over, honestly. When you have guys like Desmond Bain, Anthony Melton, Dylan Brooks is finally back, too.
I love
He's
that.
looking good,
Man.
too.
I
He's
love
looking
that.
good,
Yeah,
too.
so I mean, shit, man, it's kind of hard to stop them. they're on such a momentum and they have this crazy rush and that's that spark under that fire under their asses. They're just
not
ready
really
to
afraid
go.
of the Warriors,
They're honestly not.
I don't think they're scared of anybody,
yeah,
right?
And I'm
Like,
bro, after the play-in last year, bro, they've been like, I don't know. They've been different. You're not a little boy in the Grizzlies. Put it that way. You're not
feel that.
little boy in the Grizzlies.
You said you wanted to cap it off with something?
I just wanted to cap it off with exactly what Steven said, bro. The Grizzlies don't give a shit who's in front of them.
I like that. Steven, you have something to add on to that, or who you got in this?
Yeah, I'm leaning Grizzlies. I mean, I want to kind of maybe give the Warriors a little benefit of the doubt and say maybe they come to play that day, but I'm not seeing enough right now to give them that. So I think Grizzlies too, bro.
I feel like for me, you always want to make a show where it's like everybody's kind of going up against each other, so it becomes more of a debate. And I would have to lean towards the Grizzlies just because they have.
Did we just agree unanimously?
Yeah, I would say it's just because of that part.
The soundboard's not there, but wow,
Sorry
I'd have dropped the
about
Don DeMarco quick,
this
boy.
This computer's being really slow, and I can't really figure that shit
man.
out, so I don't have the extra stuff.
Sorry, y'all.
When I'm thinking about it though, like Kuminga's coming into his own.
Yeah.
You know, you have and then you have Clay again just coming into his own. Draymond
Poole.
is black. Jordan Poole. Without Clay was a lot better, but maybe he could move into that little bit of a role where Steph Curry was able to move around, ISO, a little spot up at the same time, create off the dribble. That's what Jordan Poole's really good at doing. So there's a lot that comes with the Warriors as well. But again, you mentioned all the pieces that the Grizzlies have. I feel like they're meshed a lot better, because the Warriors have a certain engine, and now they're, two of the main pieces are Steph and Dre, like Gittin was saying. Now those pieces are gone. Clay is great. Clay's amazing. But at this point, trying to get back into his zone, can he carry?
Yeah, with this, I won't even say it's not as much as whether he can carry, but he doesn't have the chemistry with these guys, bro. He's never played with these guys.
It's
really.
been a whole 2
This is
years.
a new team from when he last was a Warrior on the court. This is not the same team.
I think the only player that's played all the Warriors games is Kevon Looney. So the Warriors,
really?
Looney.
Damn.
He's come off the bench and stuff, and he had to change his role a couple times already. But hey, he's been
had
playing.
to move around this year too.
The Warriors are 3-7 without Stephen Curry this season. Memphis bench averages 38 points.
One thing, do we feel like James Wiseman's a bust?
No.
Okay.
You know why he's not a bust?
He's looking like Greg Oden, kind of.
Well, you know why he's not a bust?
Greg Oden-esque.
Because he's on a very, very good team. If he's on another team that really needs him, then he's a bust.
Yeah.
But right now, this team is just they haven't needed him. They're
checkmate.
They're in a how do you call it?
Are you calling Zion a bust?
So the Memphis bench averages 38, and the Warriors average 36, and those are both in the top 5 in the league. So they're really good in that. On to the next one here, Steven. I'll go ahead and let you start off with it first because you had a lot to say in the group chat about the script when I put this in there. But
we still talking about these
guys?
I
like it. I'm excited about it.
That's
I'll make my case.
That's where I'm at.
I'll make my case.
That's how I feel.
This is a good matchup, and it's national TV.
We're running out of shit to talk about. That's why we're talking.
Los Angeles Lakers at the Dallas Mavericks Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. These two teams.
I wish the Mavericks were playing someone else.
They're doing pretty well against the Jazz today. Can you check that? Who wants to say the Jazz or the Mavericks? I didn't get to finish that. So these two teams have split the last 2 games this season, both being decided by 5 points or less.
Which is weird.
Well, in the beginning, the Lakers were on a little bit of a run, and so they were able to win that one. But then the Mavericks definitely got the next one. Russ has been coming into his zone after being a scapegoat for the season so far. Then helped LA get a win over the Raptors in OT.
The Mavericks won 114-100.
Yeah, they were up by 10 the last time I was checking. They got a win over the Raptors in OT and over the gritty Cavs like we were mentioning beforehand. Meanwhile, Luka drops 37 in his last couple appearances.
32,
and the Mavs
10-5 against the Jazz.
Right now?
Jesus.
32, 10-5.
Jalen Brunson had 22. Reggie Bullock had 23. And then Donovan Mitchell
nice.
had 32 minutes with 12 points. fuck.
Damn. Ah, man.
God.
I really love that guy, too.
He just out
So
there
the
running.
The Mavs.
I'm tired of Utah.
The Mavs lost 2 in a row until today's win, which was, it seems like a nice one against and it was a playoff implication. They were fighting for position. They were both around the same type of seed when it comes to the playoff brackets. So, again, though, they lost 2 consecutive games since the early February. So they've been on a roll here. But I would just love to ask, let's start off with Steven here. And I know I think everybody already knows how he feels, but who is scarier in the playoffs?
This is a question. This is a
Hey, I
question.
got that just right.
This
Yes!
is a question, bro. Come on.
Yes.
I can't believe this is a question. Bro, the Mavericks. Who cares if the Lakers even make the playoffs? We're holding on to the 10 seed.
Barely, yeah.
Barely.
And you think you're asking me
Barely.
who's scarier?
Okay. I'll give. You want to keep going, or is that it?
No, yeah, bro. Look, even like, okay, last season I can chalk up. Yeah, injuries. All right, it was what it was. Injuries. This season, it's not injuries. This is not a good team.
Yeah.
Period. Every week, we win a game. Someone wants to say, hey, maybe the Lakers will turn it around. You guys have been saying that for 2 months now, and it has not turned around.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. We're not good.
Yeah. And when I'm watching them, it doesn't look like that. And then when I do see them, though, sometimes they show flashes. But let me say this much, because I said this in the beginning of the season. I'm telling you, they show flashes, but it's not good enough.
What are
it's
flashes?
never good enough. And on the
What are-
offensive side, their
What are
defense is awful.
flashes?
On the offensive side, their defense is awful.
Full of a bunch of 30
But think about it. Think about it. When you get into the playoffs, everything slows down.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit more tight.
Mhm.
And then when you got the talent, and I say this in the beginning of the season, and I like to stay consistent because it's kind of like when you pick something and then the game goes on and people go on runs, but you still know overall that this team was supposed to win or favored to win in the beginning of the game. So in the beginning of the season, for me, I seen a lot of talent. I seen people with experience, and they can lock in. It feels like.
Hey.
And for me, I'm just saying, if Anthony Davis comes back, you got them championship pedigrees.
Don't get me started with it.
LeBron, you know LeBron.
I'm not taking AD slander, but it does not matter if Anthony Davis comes back. Because if Russ is on the team, we're going to lose.
But Russ is starting
I'm
to
not
turn it
blaming.
around.
Look,
He's doing a lot better than what he was doing in the middle
what
season.
did Houston do when Russ was on their team and the Lakers beat him? Russ stand in the corner, and we let him stand in that corner, and he bricked a bunch of shots.
Yeah,
That's going to happen to
nobody's
us.
covering him.
That's going to happen to us. They're not going to cover him.
I get you.
Like you said, it slows down. Okay, we're going to slow down and see a way to stop the Lakers. Okay, make Russ shoot the ball every time.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do you think Frank Vogel gets the boss to be like, hey Russ, we're really gonna put you on a tight leash when it comes to the playoffs here? Because obviously we all know that you're not the weakest link per se on the team, but you're the most exposed.
They've given Frank Vogel more power to do things with Russ's minutes, but also from what I'm hearing, Russ is also defiant in things that's being asked of him, and that's a problem. So
that's what sucks,
so
man.
if he wasn't being defiant and not wanting to adjust his role or do some things differently to make the team better, then then there's no point in dealing with him. And there's no reason to feel like, oh, what we're seeing on the court can really get that much better if people really don't want to sacrifice on roles, Because he could have – what if Russ has been coming off the bench this whole year? That could have been totally different.
Mm-hmm.
It could get it. Maybe we're better because of it, but we don't know. He's never tried it.
Yeah. And I here's the thing. I totally agree with you. I think that recency is bias, right? Whatever you do for me lately. And you're correct on a lot of things of what you're saying. What I'm ultimately trying to say is that in the beginning of the season, I seen a lot of talent and a lot of people had different projections for them. Russ recently has been doing a lot better efficiency-wise. And he also kept you guys in the game when it came to the 76ers game. So for what I'm trying to say is that they can be a little scary because they can be a little undervalued right now. And if Anthony Davis comes back nice, they can turn it into something
You mean
a little
fully
bit
healthy?
Look,
Yeah, fully
okay.
healthy, nice. Just do something.
You mean fully
Just
healthy?
because the half court set.
Look.
And that's a big anchor when it comes to the
I
defensive side of the ball.
appreciate that you were trying to sell the Lakers this way, but bro, we're gonna I agree. Say
with
this
you.
happens. We
I'm
get
saying
in
I
as
agree.
a seed. Okay, we play Phoenix first. Get the fuck out of here. We don't want to see them, bro.
Yeah.
We don't want to see Phoenix. Not with this roster right now.
And
No.
y'all played Phoenix last year, too?
season's roster, I feel confident we could have beat them. This roster couldn't hold a candle to Phoenix, bro. We'll get smoked. We get smoked.
So it would be the first or second. So it's Grizzlies or the Suns. Yeah, that's tough. I just and I
the
said
Grizzlies
it,
been punking us this year too.
Yeah.
It's true. They've been pugging a lot of people, so don't feel too bad. What I said was in the group chat was, I just can't see all this talent and just have that first round exit. It sucks to. I feel for you as a fan of those players, all those together, and you can't get out the first round. I just can't see it. But hey, it looks like it's gonna happen. Do you have any last words on this?
Nah, I mean, okay, next game we got here.
Can I say this real quick?
Yeah, go
Despite
ahead.
Lakers averaging more steals and blocks, Mavs lead the Lakers in defensive rating, 108 to 112.
I wonder how we did that.
So, yeah, I guess it's more bad on the actual play rather than let's get these like little highlights types of things, right?
Bro,
Numbers don't speak for that.
The games aren't watchable, dog.
I love how this was who's scarier in the playoffs, Dallas or Lakers, and we were just talking about the Lakers and how bad they are.
That answered the question right
Yeah,
there.
right.
Who's scarier?
On to the next one. I'll actually bring this one in because it's my Miami Heat at the Boston Celtics on Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. The Celtics have won the last two matchups handedly. The last matchup, the Heat shot 39%, and the Boston Celtics had 16 3-pointers made. So right now, if you think about it, the Heat are tied for the number 1 seed with the 76ers. The 76ers having one less win and one less loss as with us, so they hold their own destiny. But we've been playing our worst basketball right now, as in the Heat, and lost 4 in a row recently. And then the Celtics, of course, have won their last 10 out of 11. Oh, you get 2 in a row, and you get all big headed, huh?
Guess what? I still got a brighter future than both of y'all.
Oh, speaking of the brighter future with Jalen. Okay, no.
Got a brighter future than both of y'all. That's
With
for
KPJ?
damn sure.
With KPJ
Sure
throwing fits?
Who doesn't
like
throw
him?
fits? Who doesn't throw fits? Jimmy
A
Butler
lot of
almost
people don't
socked
throw
Eric
fits.
Spoelstra. What are you talking about throwing
UD
fits?
was all
he
over
almost
that.
socked UD,
UD was
bro.
all over that.
And
He
why
wasn't gonna
are you
sock
fighting
him.
UD?
Talking about
Why are you
a
fighting the
man's-
damn near the best vet in the game of basketball?
You
UD.
asking the wrong man.
You're talking about a man who's putting up 40-point games in the finals and asking about his attitude. Let's cool down on him and criticizing
man, get
him
the
first,
fuck
bro.
outta here. Just
Talk
because
about
he-
KPJ.
Right, just because he
KP.
can score, we're gonna
Well,
say,
no,
he's a
yeah,
prima donna
no,
attitude.
no.
Fuck y'all.
Look, I
Get to the
understand-
playoffs with
Yeah.
those guys first.
Yeah.
With KPJ.
Talking
at the
about
helm and
future.
talking about your
Hey,
future
tell
and
Jimmy
shit.
to shoot more than 6% from 3.
He's not. That's like, bro. You keep mentioning him shooting threes. Like he's not a 3-point shooter. That's like
He's a
asking Shaq-
defender, man.
Bro, he's more than just a defender. He's a playmaker, dog.
All right.
The
we'll
real
see.
question here, though, about this Boston and Celtics, are the Heat a real number 1 seed, or will Boston show their earlier struggles in the season were a fluke? Gifton, let's go ahead and have you on it. It seems like you're pretty passionate.
Repeat the question again. So what are you asking me?
So basically, who's going to win the
Who's gonna win
game?
the one
But,
seed
but
and
well,
the game?
not
Who's gonna win the 1
necessarily
seed or
like
who's gonna win the game?
no, because the Boston Celtics, they have a chance of winning the number 1 seed, but I don't think they're going to make it because there's two other teams.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, are the Heat a real number 1 seed? As in, like, the Suns. The Suns are a real number 1 seed,
Mhm.
but the Heat right now, they're not looking good. And I'll talk about the scoring soon. Let me just bring my shit in then.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
The fucking Heat right now, it's been like this for a while. We just don't have that primary scorer. We don't have this guy that can go get that fucking bucket.
Huh.
And it's supposed to be Tyler Hero, who's coming off the bench. But why would I want
find
my
that-
6th man of the year to
yeah.
be the guy to go get a
he's
bucket? And he's so small.
He's still a baby, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You get some more weight on you, and then I'll probably think like, okay, he can actually go physically go get a bucket, even though that guy's a bucket getter. Don't get me wrong.
No,
But
yeah,
in that way,
he's
like we're
skilled.
saying,
He's
it
skilled.
slows down in the playoffs. It's a big
Yeah.
deal. So you have Jimmy Butler, 21 points a game. Hero, 20 a game. Lead the Heat in scoring. So I just don't think that they have those kind of efficient, crazy old scores. Lowry was supposed to be a difference maker,
think
right?
That's the thing that hurt. That kind of
13 points a game.
Yo, you know what fucked me up the other day? You know Kyle Lowry's 36?
Yeah, he's old.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy.
Taking charges.
bro.
Taking charges.
36.
And then-
Stop that shit.
And then you
man.
got
Yes.
20 mil a year. Duncan Robinson averaging 11 a game, and
That's
it's like,
terrible.
fuck, dude.
He take, bro, 11 points for him. That's like 3-4 shots,
And all he
bro.
does is come on
That's
screens,
like 3 or
comes on
4
screens,
shots.
comes on
That's
screens.
crazy.
Maybe he opens up the floor a little bit for everybody else. But he's so, but everybody just gets
sorry,
on. They
but
already know what he's gonna do.
11 points for Duncan Robinson is honestly nothing, bro.
Nothing.
That's crazy.
That's a couple
20
shots.
mil for 11.
PJ Tucker could
couple
get more
shots.
than 11 points.
So are the Heat a real number one seed? He was very harsh on his team. I'm very harsh on my team because I know what we're capable of. This is fucking ridiculous. And even Bam he took a step back as well in his offensive consistency.
well, Bam was
He was
kinda
developing
hurt. Bam
so
was
well.
hurt, though.
Yeah, I know.
Bam
but,
was like on and off with
he
injuries.
but he
was-
can blame
was-
injuries too. But we don't do that
he
because
was
we know what type of
developing.
organization we are. You
Facts,
know what I'm
facts,
saying?
facts,
Like you have to be
facts.
held to a certain standard.
Facts, but didn't
Number
he
one
miss like
seed.
he missed like 2 months with wrist surgery, didn't he?
But we were able to climb to the number one seed without him.
Yeah.
And so he comes back and you want him to
barely,
be even
though.
better. It's not about we were 3.5 games up. So and then it's a 4-game win loss.
Yeah, but you guys
so
were barely winning those games though. Like, cool, you were 3.5
no,
up.
we're nice.
You were winning by like
We were
5
nice.
points, like
Dude, no,
10 points.
It's our depth that was really nice. No, it wasn't 5.
The
10
depth
points.
is crazy.
A lot of games end up being 5 or 10 points, but we have those blowouts in there as well.
No, but I'm saying like how you were saying like, oh yeah, we managed to climb the ladder. Yeah, barely winning games. You're not like fucking Phoenix blowing everybody out.
Bro, we blew a couple people out, and then we also barely winning games too, and that just shows the grit in us. It's all about W's, right?
All right,
I
look,
get the
no,
handedly part.
I hear what you're saying, but
but
as
Phoenix
far
is
as
definitely better than us.
they are, but what you're trying to this argument you're trying to make with blowouts, you gotta chill. No, don't say
Yeah,
that.
I don't know
No.
about that.
That's not enough. That's not because like look at the top teams in the East. They're not gonna be blowing each other out.
Mm-mm. Well, maybe some days they're gonna get.
Yeah,
Maybe the
some-
Bulls.
But right now,
yeah.
the Celtics
They're
they've
not
been blowing
blowing
people
each
out.
other. When they
Right
play
now
other
they're doing
top
good.
tier teams in the East. They're blowing each other out.
The Boston Celtics right now are blowing people out. They're
Crazy.
insane right now. It's
I'm
so
not-
nice to watch.
I'm saying.
He's saying.
Say
top
they play
teams.
the Bucks,
Yeah.
the Nets. Are
They're
they gonna
not-
blow?
they're not-
That's
that's
what
what
I
I'm saying,
mean.
yeah.
Like
Maybe
these
not
games
the
are not.
Bucks.
Those
I'm
are not gonna be the blowout games.
I
you
think
feel
the
me?
Bucks are
No, I
gonna
think
win
the
again.
Bucks. The
So
Bucks could.
they
the
won't
Bucks
blow
could
out the
blow out-
Bucks.
The Bucks could blow out Philly. The Bucks could blow
Well,
out the Heat. The Bucks
okay,
could blow
yeah,
out the
well,
Celtics.
yeah,
I give them that.
yeah. Actually,
yeah.
the Bucks I think could blow anyone
Yeah.
out. Yeah,
Bucks
yeah.
are- the Bucks
now,
are nice.
now James Harden on a good day, yeah. When him and Joel both got like
man.
30, yeah, they
Here he
might blow
comes.
out somebody too.
Your
dog.
Rockets blood is
Still
just
love you, dog,
showing,
but
dog.
Man, anyways,
So for me, I think right now the Heat are not a real number one seed because we don't have that primary scorer. The Boston Celtics right now are doing so well, and I think that they're showing. And like we were mentioning beforehand, we were roasting the shit out of them, telling them that they need to change this, need to change that. The coach is really fucking nice. They've been doing a lot better on the defensive side. Jaylen Brown is taking a little bit of a backseat towards Jason Tatum, which is nice because Jason Tatum is actually the better player, and
He
they
always
found those
has
roles.
been.
always has.
He
Always
always
But
has.
Jalen didn't play like that.
That's true.
Now
That's
he's literally
true.
playing as a second option, and it's really nice.
I think that's
But they've been
true.
buckling
That's
down
probably
on the
true.
defensive end, which is really great. So for me, Jason Tatum dropping 27 this season points per game. Jaylen Brown 23. They can both go get a bucket better than
Yeah,
anybody on the
Tatum
Heat
has
team.
been insane too.
These guys are no fluke, and the Heat are not a real number one seed, in my opinion.
So you think you're gonna lose this game?
Yes,
think you're gonna
it's in Boston.
Oh yeah, I get.
Hey,
You
I'd
gotta
rather
go
them
with the
prove me
Celtics on that
wrong.
one.
I'd rather them prove me wrong, but nah,
That's fair.
they're getting called out right now. They playing like shit,
Yeah.
arguing with each other, being childish, bro. Like,
Yeah, come on, Jimmy.
keep that in the locker room.
Come on,
Like,
Jimmy.
it's ridiculous.
What were you like? Really, Jimmy? What were you gonna do out there? It's Eric Spoelstra and Udonis Haslem. What were you gonna do out there other than look stupid?
I read something. It was like Jimmy got pressed by a 50-year-old dude who's a foot shorter than him, and he wasn't about that action. I was like, damn,
He's
bro.
like, I'm
that's
not
true.
gonna. You seen him mouth like, I'm not gonna fight you, bro. Like, I don't know why you're acting like this.
Yeah,
It's
and
crazy
it's
to
true.
see. Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's true. And then again, that's why I'm like, and I'm with UD too. He's like, Jimmy, chill that shit the fuck out. What are you doing? Again, I don't know what. Yeah, like honestly, I just think niggas probably get tired of Jimmy Butler after a while. That could be what it is too.
Probably.
Shit, Cat.
Because he's never stayed on the team. Niggas probably just get tired of him. Well, nah, bro, he
did.
He rubbed that whole locker room the wrong way. Cat, them boys didn't mentally
That's different,
recover
though.
from that until the last season.
Them dudes are weak though. Like Tim
I
Bulls
agree
are
with
weak.
that too.
The
I
Bulls,
agree with that too.
They're really weak, and then he's here now.
The
we're
Bull
not weak.
after what happened with D.
The
Rose,
76ers
that's why the
weren't
Bulls
weak
fell
either.
off, yeah.
I agree with the Timberwolves. Yeah, but
So, you guys want to say anything on that, or just leave it to me?
I'm gonna take Boston.
Probably
on this one.
Celtics, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boston.
Hey,
Probably Celtics.
we're all in agreement on each one of these. I think I would have to advocate for the Lakers, but I still got the Mavericks that day though too.
There's
so.
nothing to advocate.
But that's it for the NBA there. We definitely want to cover a lot more games on Wednesday, but let's get into the NFL here. So Bills head coach Sean McDermott wants Josh Allen to start running less. The fifth-year QB.
Yeah,
Hey,
you see what happened? You see what be happening to Dak Prescott when Dak Prescott be running?
It's
Dak
not
be
even-
getting cracked.
It's not.
He
Well,
got slid.
I know. Well,
It
yeah.
didn't really slide right.
Well, one of these days. Well, yeah. Dax was more of an accident.
It was weird.
With Josh Allen, bro. I think one of these days somebody gonna really want to light that man up. Too.
No, thanks.
Well,
I
well,
mean, that's what any quarterback. Dog, let a middle linebacker be like, "Oh, I finally got him." Come on, bro. Of course he's gonna want to light his ass up with any quarterback. But I kind of feel like run less. Yeah, because he's not
And
really.
also,
he's not a scrambling
one
QB.
other-
Yeah, he is.
Lamar
Don't say
Jackson.
that.
But my
Yes, he
bad.
is.
Well,
Lamar Jackson. He ended this year with an injury too. I think they probably saw that too.
Mm.
Okay. I
and
didn't think about that.
That might have
Didn't
been
think
something.
about
Well,
that.
Lamar Jackson is definitely smaller than this guy. He's 6'5",
He is.
237 pounds, and still just 25
So
years
it's like,
old.
yeah, you can take a hit, but
He
at the
is,
same
but
time,
he's
I
still
do.
not-
I've
I
seen
do
this man
under-
truck
still
people.
not-
I've never seen Lamar Jackson truck anybody.
They
because
can't
he's too
touch
fast.
him.
Exactly.
They can't even touch him.
I've seen Josh Allen also hurdle people. It's nasty. He's a fifth-year quarterback, right? Has many talents. Scrambling, running would be one of the most important ones for his production, of course. Allen carried the ball 122 times for the 763 yards and 6 touchdowns last season, showing how productive his legs can be. He is the 10th quarterback in history to rush for 750 yards and is the only one to rush for 750 and also throw for 4,000 yards. So the question for me to you guys, and it seems like you guys already have something in there. I'll let Gifton answer this one first. Would you, as a head coach, ask your dynamic quarterback, not necessarily Josh Allen, ask your dynamic quarterback to take less chances and be less aggressive when there is so much production?
No.
You have Kyler Murray.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, so whatever type of dynamic quarterback that you
tell
have.
Kyler Murray,
That's what
tell
I'm
Kyler Murray
saying,
to
though.
stay in the pocket. What happens? Not a goddamn thing. Tell Josh Allen to stay in the pocket all game. What happens? Not a goddamn
Well,
thing.
he could do better
That's
than Kyler, in my opinion. But go ahead.
You can see more.
You can see more.
You can
Yeah,
see
fine,
more.
whatever.
That's the only thing. You can
That's
see
cool.
more.
They just got the wins behind it, but
But-
whatever.
Oh well,
The action-
Josh Allen has a way stronger arm than that man's too.
Ah,
I would say that Kyler's more
they're
accurate.
about even, but,
but
yeah,
Josh Allen,
Did have a Hail Murray.
they're
That-
about
that
even.
but he
takes
threw
some
that
arm
he
strength.
threw that bitch up, and of
What
course,
happened?
DeAndre
D-Hop.
Hopkins with 2 people
With a
around him.
great throw. With
Three.
a great
He
throw.
had 3.
I'm saying that's D-Hop. I'm not
Oh,
saying that's
He had
Kyler
3
Murray.
Pro
That was,
Bowlers.
Yeah,
bro,
get
he,
up there.
he scrambled.
3 Pro Bowlers.
Scrambled from the pressure and then throw that bitch.
You
Come
just
on,
said
bro.
scrambled. You just said running, right? So
Yeah.
so you need that aspect, right? Especially for dynamic
That's
quarterback.
why I
would you
said
ask somebody to run
That's
less?
why I said no. Like, let him run. Let him
Yeah.
stay the way he is. There's no reason to put these confinements.
Well,
or
maybe
anything on him.
in the Bills situation they may do less quarterback design runs because they did do
Mhm.
some of those
Yeah.
too with
Well,
Josh.
I
Allen.
think even the head coach
They did
Sean
some of
McDermott was saying that he checked into those plays. So he's the one that's kind of orchestrating that. And I mean,
I believe it.
like
but
we were saying, he's
still,
dynamic. Let him do what he wants to do. But go ahead.
But they probably he's probably doing it and they're probably letting him. But At this point, they're like, hey, we need you to not put yourself in harm. That's all it is.
So for
That's
me,
all it is.
my biggest thing is if you don't want him to run, then get him a fucking running game.
That's true
That's
too.
true.
Because they
Right.
don't. Their run game is terrible.
Who is the running back?
If I'm a head
Singletary
coach,
and Zach Moss, and
Damn,
then I think
it is
they picked
Singletary.
up. I think they picked
Well, Devin
up
Singletary's
Breida, too.
was good at one time, but
he
the
had-
offensive line
he
isn't
was-
good.
I-
They're
my
not
guess
giving him
is-
that much room.
Their O line is decent, but
It's-
he's not. Yeah, I don't know. It's just the run game is. I guess maybe they're better with pass protection.
hmm
Maybe that could be the thing.
I think they had a previous, the Bills. You think Bills, you think running, hard grit grind.
that.
But this
yeah,
guy's starting
that
to turn him
too.
into super dynamic, and they focus a lot on Josh Allen rather than, their running game.
Yeah.
But you gotta if don't ask your guy to be less aggressive. That's what I'm picking though.
Yeah.
Don't ask that to happen.
Yeah.
Make him or allow
Give him
him
what he needs.
to.
Give him
to-
exactly what he needs to be
Well,
successful.
they thought they needed to give Von Miller $100 million, not a running
Oh,
back,
that's
and not get a
not
running
fair.
back.
They definitely need some help on the defensive side.
I
Look at what
feel
happened
it,
in the
but
playoffs.
$120 million.
But
bro.
shit,
Man,
well,
At
a lot of it
32
a lot of it
years
wasn't
old,
guaranteed
dog.
either.
He just turned 33.
My
33.
whole thing though is again, give him the tools so he doesn't have to run. But when
I
you
agree.
don't have shit around him and you
He's
don't have a
gonna-
running game, he's got to do it himself. It seems like.
Yeah. Nah, with them boys, they got in the backfield. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
do it himself sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. He gotta do it himself sometimes.
So for you though, to answer the question more directly, your head coach, you have a dynamic QB. Are you gonna ask him to be less aggressive so he can protect himself? Or are you gonna allow him to do it and then control what you can control as a head coach?
Yeah, I'm gonna control what I can control, and not put him in more situations where he's gonna have to run for an extra down.
Mhm.
Like it is what it is. That can come down to how you're calling the plays to set you guys up, and again, running the ball too.
When in NFL history or even in basketball, right? Have somebody been asked to lessen their aggression or just the way that they do things and it works out?
Colin Sexton.
He's literally
Getting
out.
hurt does not.
No, but I'm just saying though, like before he got hurt, they kind of sat him for a little bit because Darius Garland was starting to get into a rhythm before, and then it's fucked up.
I
Yeah,
didn't
like,
call it
it kinda-
Sexland,
but it-
dog. They
but it-
were a dynamic duo. They
I
would
didn't
play all the
see
time.
Yeah,
That-
I'm
hey,
sorry. I didn't
hey,
see enough
hey,
of what you were saying
look.
with Sexton before he got put
Hey,
out,
look,
though.
the name was just cool. That's why people were running with it, bro. Kids were running around saying Sexland. That's why it was so cool, man.
Nah.
To be honest,
I
with
think
you.
that's just
that's
you.
what they were calling Cleveland?
Sexland.
No,
Yeah.
weird.
no, it's Darius Garland and Colin Sexton together. Sexland.
Sexland.
But that works for Cleveland, too, though. That's the sick part. That's sick.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. So like, you can't ask a player especially in the NFL, how
Yeah.
hard nosed it is, and you got to be fully in. And once you start being scared, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah,
That's when you get hurt
Yeah,
because you're
that's a
taking
sport
these
you
all
can't be
precautions.
hesitating in high key, bro. Yeah.
On to the next one here. Bobby Wagner visiting the Rams. This was on Wednesday.
Man.
Mutual interest in a
Interesting.
potential deal.
How old is Bobby Wagner?
Can you afford him?
He is 31 years old.
Can you afford him?
Yeah, bro,
and
how-
I
where
would
y'all
say
getting
that
all
would have
this
to be
money
both, right?
from?
That when there's mutual interest, there's not necessarily more of, oh, I need the money. It's more of I want to win. He already has a ring. I'm just surprised that out of all teams, a rival in the Rams, maybe he wants to stick it to the Seahawks and see him twice a year. He was
Low-key.
released.
Oh, who wouldn't?
If
Low-key,
me,
yeah.
I have a big ass head.
Nah, if
I'm
you-
trying to
yeah.
face them twice and whip their
for
ass.
sure.
Honestly, yeah, considering how they let him go, bro, yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah.
The Rams, of course, come out of a Super Bowl win and look to add some more rings to their fingers. There has been mutual interest in OBJ, and they have signed a great wide receiver in Allen Robinson, over the offseason. Getting Bobby Wagner would put a cherry on top of an already stacked defense in Ramsey and Aaron Donald. Would this be a defined move for the Rams, who have a go-get-it culture, fuck the picks culture? Let's get it done right now. So that question to you. Let's start it off with you here, Steven. Would the Rams be a lock to win another Super Bowl if they add a veteran like Bobby Wagner?
Can't say they're a lock, but like again, I still say you guys are still a favorite in the NFC, regardless of whether you get Bobby Wagner. Honestly, like the NFC is very wide open. You guys should be at the top in the end, regardless, bro.
Like
fact.
at the top in the end, like they should make it to the Super Bowl then. At least make it to the Super Bowl. Maybe not win it. Come on, the NFC.
I'd say
It's like the easiest road.
I'd say championship game.
No struggle. Championship game.
Championship game.
I say NFC Championship for sure.
Yeah.
Probably.
Championship game for sure.
So for me, well, go ahead. So you think the same thing though, the championship game?
Mainly championship because like Bobby Wagner, I still think with everybody still there for the majority that they have, I still think they can get back to the NFC Championship game, no problem. We already proved that Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp were the greatest two white boys combo white receiver I ever wanted to see. They fucking
Aaron Rodgers and Jordy Nelson was pretty crazy too.
Yeah, but
we had Gronk and Brady. I don't want to hear none of this shit.
Oh, that was nice. Edelman and Brady.
well, I'm just saying.
Edelman mixed in there too.
But I'm just saying though, for how Matt
Thielen and Kirk Cousins.
All right.
I like Adam Thielen, but we're not doing this with Kirk Cousins, bro. Hell no.
Go ahead. Hey, you brought up the white boy
I'm
duos,
just
dog.
saying that. Okay, cool.
I like Adam Thielen though.
There's a lot of white boy duos out there that are pretty fucking fire. Man, this white boy duo, this white boy tandem is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Anyways, Bobby Wagner, I still think you guys can get to the championship. Now, win it, who knows? But I think you guys can honestly get back to the championship game.
I'll say it, and I'll always say this. It is hard to win consecutive championships, especially in NFL. That's why it never happens. Even Tom Brady couldn't do it last year, and he was so close to beating us as well. With that being said, and that's with all the things that were happening to them that they had to endure. It's a long season. It's a lot with the locker room.
Yeah.
And for me, what I would have to say about this and why I'm kind of so hyped and I think that it actually will lead to consecutive Super Bowls is that we're just going to get better, right? We're just going to get a better camaraderie, right? It usually doesn't happen in the first season, but it happens in that second season because we have to build that chemistry. And now it's just going to get better. We added Allen Robinson, which is so nice. And let me just say this.
Move?
I really like that move.
I
so
like
good.
that he's out of
He's
Chicago.
So
Facts.
He's
for
so
sure.
good.
I do too.
I love that he's out of Chicago.
He's big. He's a go-getter, and he's fast. I wouldn't say he's the best route runner, but that's where Cooper Kupp kind of comes in. You have to have two type of dynamics, and we still have Van Jefferson, and then we also have Tyler Higbee coming back, of course.
He just needs to grow more, honestly. I don't think he's great or terrible. He just needs to grow more.
Who?
Van Jefferson.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see how he goes, of course. He's got a lot of time.
Because I wasn't really, like, I was watching. Did he have the injury bug on him a lot, Van Jefferson?
No. He would just disappear a little bit.
Okay.
You know why, though?
Lights got too bright?
He's our.
He had some drops, bro.
He's our.
He would drop some.
It was more of the Skoranek guy who would drop, but Van Jefferson's a vertical guy. So when you're a vertical, you're not always going to get hit.
Right.
So, but for me, my biggest thing on the Rams, especially on defense, our linebackers were so garbage. We actually did very, very well with one guy who came back from injury, and he had a really good playoff run. I forget his name. I think his last name is Robinson. But overall, having Bobby Wagner being that guy, the guy who tallied a career-high 170 tackles last year, the guy who's going to come in.
Numbers have not
fallen. Veteran, smart. Aaron Donald up close. Bobby Wagner can still blitz, and then you have this guy, Jalen Ramsey still out there. Like this is ridiculous. It looks really good. I would love to have this guy because I love linebacker play. I feel like they can affect plays in so many different ways, and just that literally is a cherry on top. So for me, and I know how hard it is to win consecutive Super Bowls, I see it happening. We did it in the first year, and usually the first year should be harder. The second year is where you make all that camaraderie, all that extra chemistry. Man, this is looking really good for the Rams. I really hope we get Bobby. That'd be so fun to watch these guys play. Stars everywhere again.
Hey.
Win it now again. Oh,
hey,
man.
If you don't do it, then that just means the Patriots was the last to do it.
Yeah, and it's so impressive. It's really impressive, and that just speaks towards Tom Brady's greatness. But let's close out this wonderful episode 68 with an awesome segment here that I like to call Main Stats of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
Stats that I've seen that I think are super impressive and can speak a lot towards the future of these players and maybe even just show how dynamic they are now. So I would love to bring in LaMelo for this first stat here.
Yeah.
He's 27-7 this season. He joins Luka and LeBron. Look at those names. Luka and LeBron as the only players in NBA history to have multiple 15-5 and 5 seasons before turning 21.
That's a good pace.
Wow.
He's a star in the making, right?
Road.
Yeah.
Good. He's on the right road.
And we were speaking about Luka today, and I want to say this much is that they need another star next to that man.
Luka?
Mm-hmm. LaMelo and him are kind of having the same type of team where they just have a lot of good players, a lot of good people around them, very nice, efficient, but just they need another. The NBA is all about stars. You need another star player, and for me, you know, whether that's in Charlotte, whether that's somewhere else, Michael Jordan needs to figure some shit out to get this man another star. Because
that Gordon Hayward
they're gonna be great.
Did not
Okay.
Well, Gordon Hayward's good, but he's not a superstar.
I think the
guess
Hornets,
superstar, right?
I think the Hornets need it more than the Mavericks, honestly, because the Hornets are in the East, and like given all the superstars on that side to begin with, yeah, they need it. At least one.
But okay, so the Mavs right now, they were a little bit up and down, but now they're kind of on the trending word up, I would say, maybe a little low. But they have all these good players, right?
Yeah,
and it's kind of like, how hard is it for them to fill in this role when all of them are just consistently good?
And like you're
they
saying,
can't really
you're
be
saying
great
for the Mavs to have a second superstar, but like. No, they don't have a second superstar, but yeah, those guys do have their roles. They know what they're
that's so.
That's one thing that I was about to say.
Bro.
Like the
sure.
depth that's on that's on Dallas compared to Charlotte. Dallas's bench is shitting on Charlotte's bench
all day.
Sure.
I agree.
But Maxi Kleber, Jalen Brunson, Tim Hardaway. Never mind. Tim Hardaway Jr. kind
of
disappears.
He's nice.
He disappears in the playoffs though, so it doesn't matter.
You're right on that one.
He disappears.
Fair.
Reggie Bullock, Maxi Kleber, Moses Brown, Jalen Brunson,
Spencer Dinwiddie,
Dorian Finney-Smith.
Very nice.
Yeah, they have a good team, bro.
But
compared to
all
P.J.
these guys
Washington and Montrezl Harrell and Kelly Oubre.
But even but a lot of those guys, they're good, but they don't, because everybody has to share that role, that secondary role as a unit. They're all good. They can't be great. And then you have Luka, who's just a superstar, of course, that he just gets what he wants. And so LaMelo, I don't think he necessarily puts his foot down the same way a LeBron or a Luka did.
Oh, that's
he does. No,
I would say I
you
get this
saying.
guy a star.
You can kind of see it.
They could be bold.
Even the way
he could be really nice.
Like there's even moments where he's like giving Gordon Hayward like the game-winning shot and things like that, bro. Like he's definitely not like coming in like I'm running shit. Like I mean like
that's a good and bad thing, right? It's LeBron, a little bit LeBron syndrome, right?
I won't say that, but I feel like maybe I don't know. Maybe he don't want to step on toes, but at the end of the day, hey, LaMelo, they drafted you because you are that dude too. So I mean, you can do it.
Where you make your name though is in the playoffs. One guy who's made their name in the playoffs is fuck Trae Young. Fuck Trae Young.
Yeah.
What's crazy about this?
Corny.
It was a reference to him making a name for himself in the playoffs.
I know, but man, that's nah.
Oh my god.
Hey,
corny.
Blame New York.
It was corny all the way around, really.
Trae Young.
New York.
Cause y'all getting fucking smoked 4-1. Y'all want to say fuck Trae Young.
Main
corny
stat.
ass niggas.
Corny ass, bro.
Bro, I seen niggas
corny
out there.
Corny as fuck.
Bro, you see what kind of jerseys they had? I seen.
Yeah, they had wasn't it a D Rose jersey and he put fuck Trae on the back and he duct taped the one on it?
Somebody did that too, but I'm like, who the hell is number like the numbers I saw? I'm like, whose number is that? I had to go Google a few numbers up. Like, who is this?
Trae. The main stat though, because that's a segment. Trae Young leads the league. This is a cool stat in points with 1,913 and assists this season, 648.
Wow, 1,900 points already.
I'm really like, wow, like he's just an offensive powerhouse.
Yeah,
I was so surprised to hear that, and then look at their record and look at just the team and just like, wow.
Told you, double machine.
Yeah. You
Told
need
you
more,
that.
right?
It's another guy who needs a
Help.
yeah.
A little
Help.
bit
John
more.
Collins is cool, but
They need another like guard.
Yeah, for
Probably.
sure.
Yeah. I
Another
would say
guard.
guard.
or a nice wing
Or
or a nice a fire ass wing like Brandon Ingram-esque, Jaylen Brown-esque. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool to have
Like Jaylen Brown
Brandon
and
Ingram there. I like
Brandon
that.
Ingram, bro. Brandon Ingram and Trae Young.
I like that.
Get the fuck
I'd
out
like
ISOs
that.
all game.
I like that.
What?
That'd be cool.
Brandon Ingram to the Hawks with Trey.
That'd be
That'd
fire.
be dope.
Bring this next one in, Gifton. I put this one up for you.
Yes, sir. Jalen Green.
Bum ass Rockets.
Oh, but he still wants Evan Mobley.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
That too. Weirdo.
All right, bro. Go ahead, Rob.
No, that's you, bro. Come on, be more hype.
Nah, man, fuck
You
y'all.
the
What happened to the
Rockets guy.
2-game win streak,
Y'all
bro?
wanna-
Yeah.
y'all wanna make-
2-game
y'all
win
wanna-
streak.
Y'all want to make fun of
Here
me.
we go.
Y'all want to make fun of me when Steven's team looks like a fucking Gucci backpack with ripped strings on it and shit.
Fam, what are you then?
I'm honest. Hey,
This man's a Russell backpack
he roasted his team.
with no straps on it.
I roasted my team. He roasted his team because we know when our teams are bad.
We weren't trying all year. We know
And here
that.
we go. Get it with the 2-game win streak. Got to bring it up first thing on the pod. Bring in your mans, bro. Be proud.
Jalen Green,
Yeah,
20 points per game.
yeah. Say it louder, cause you trashed him and say Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
Say it
I
louder.
never trashed him, man. Okay, well, we'll talk.
Say it louder.
49 on 30%, 49 on 39% in March 1st.
So 49% from the field, 39% from 3 in March.
That's pretty good.
Crazy.
For a rookie,
What is
too.
that? First in 3-pointers made among. That's actually kind of crazy
That's
because
pretty
I've
good. He's
seen
a rookie.
I've seen games where Jalen Green's going for like 2 of 12 from 3. So
Oh,
not
wow.
deny, but he takes a lot of shots. It's
Yeah,
cool though,
I believe
but
it.
That's what happens when you don't have
Man.
anybody else to give it to on your team.
Hey,
Hey, though, 2-game win streak.
Goddamn right.
John Wall's here.
Second in points per game among rookies.
In 20-point games.
Oh, second in. See, you keep putting these commas in the wrong spots, and it's fucking me up. Really.
It literally says second in 20-point games among rookies.
No, it says second in points per game among rookies. Then comma. Then second in 20-point games among rookies.
Oh, no, you already said the second. We'll run it back, but yeah, man, he's fucking good. I'm so surprised that you would really like Evan Mobley because think about it this way, in my opinion, right?
Because we.
I'm a little surprised that you're more so on the Evan Mobley too, because like, bro, guards is kind of how
Yes.
the league's going.
And it's more fun to watch Jalen Green than it is to watch Evan Mobley.
I would probably.
I mean,
agree
you
with
say
that, too.
you say guards is the way the league's going, and then we
Well,
got
like,
dudes
as
like
far
Jokic.
as like.
Oh, he's once in a lifetime.
He's not,
bruh.
and Jokic ain't a rookie.
There's nobody else
I'm
like
saying,
him.
as far as the younger players go, the guards are
younger players.
killing.
No, okay, so and like I tried to say on the first
I'd rather watch a
time
guard.
we were talking about it, the thing was going into this year was we don't know if Christian Wood is gonna stay because of his development on the team. So he's still a double machine. I don't care.
Bro, hold up.
Oh,
But you
God.
wanted to trade him.
Yeah, you did.
because we could have gotten Evan Mobley.
Oh.
That's what I'm trying to
Wait,
say.
You're
No.
saying before the draft? or-
Before the
Okay.
draft, we had no idea if Christian Wood was going to stay
But
or
I
not. We
thought
were
you
either going to
wanted to
trade him or
trade him-
draft Evan Mobley and then trade him.
I thought you still wanted to trade him after the season started too. Honestly,
Nah, because
No.
he Christian Wood's just kind of he's very inconsistent. He's always up and down. So I mean,
Yeah.
you can work out of that. And then
But nobody
Christian Wood always has those crazy ass games where he'll have like
Yeah.
30 points, 15 rebounds, and
Yeah,
8
I
or
just
9
seen-
from 3. It's
no,
crazy.
Yeah, I
I'm
just seen
tell-
another game a couple days ago.
I'm-
He did some shit like that.
But I'm
But-
telling you, bro, nobody wants to be on that team, and then that like, they're not gonna put in that much effort if they're barely winning. If you're celebrating a
Yeah.
2-game win
Y'all
streak,
got
who wants to
16
play like
wins.
that?
It doesn't matter, bro. You're playing for a contract.
He already got paid.
$40 million. That's a lot of
That,
fucking money.
no, a year probably. He got 100 mil.
Christian Wood did not get a $100 million contract.
He did.
No, he didn't.
I thought he got
I don't know
90.
what he
No, he didn't. He got like 3
What?
years, $40 million.
Really?
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Christian Wood does not have a $100 million contract.
Yes, he
You're
did. He got
No, he
fat
didn't.
paid.
No, he did not, bro.
From-
Look at it.
That's
Look
like
at
12
it.
a year.
Look at it, bro. He did not get $100 million.
I'm gonna look at.
It's
that
like
shit.
12, 13 a year, maybe 14.
I need to see this shit.
But Yeah. I
Bring
wouldn't
the
be
next
giving
one, though,
him-
please
He's not
get to-
getting.
'cause
He's
we
not
gotta-
getting
we gotta
40
end up
million.
Jason
a year.
Tatum in
That's
March,
John Wall.
34, 7, and 5 per game, 54. Oh wow, 54. Oh, 50, 54, 57, and 90. I thought it was 50, 40, 90. 90% shooting.
It's probably in March.
positive.
It's just in March, though.
It is in March. Plus minus in every game. 10-1 record.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Dude, I could have sworn he got paid so much more.
No, we're not gonna pay him that much.
You see what they paying John Wall?
No. Bro, I
yeah.
could have sworn they paid him way more.
No, dog. No. He got like 40
I didn't know he only
million.
got 3 though too. I thought he got
Yeah,
like 6 years.
That's why
crazy.
I was saying, in coming into the season, we didn't know we were gonna keep Christian Wood or not.
Yeah.
So that's why I would rather go draft the big center who's doing the same damn thing, just a little bit more better than he is. He's gonna come out young, hungry, and athletic, wanting to play every game, every night at the same intensity. Unlike a vet who's been bounced around, who's been, called a scrub, a wash, this, that, and the other, multiple teams, G League. He has a crazy ass story, but it's like,
Hey.
what would you want here? The 26-year-old whose contract's been expire, or the 19-year-old rookie who's crazy?
I find it interesting they're so hard on Christian Wood, but you're paying John Wall to sit.
he just